Firstly, sorry for the bad video quality. I'm having to record this on an old iPhone 4S, as my iPhone 7 has inevitably had its screen cracked, smashed in. But I just wanted to keep you informed. I bought myself a Bush Television 22, TV22. It's the model. Don't know much about the Bush, to be honest. I mean, it's a very iconic British television from, I believe, from the 1950s. This one has its focus. It's like a focus arm, and you can rotate the magnets in between to focus it properly. That's broken off, but the thing is still there, so I'm gonna have to fix that. I don't believe any work has been done on this receiver. To my knowledge, it needs a special mains plug to plug into these prongs. I don't have one of those. It was one of the things that Bush and a few other companies like Ferguson had done as well, where you had to have a special plug to plug into the TV. You're gonna have to bodge something on there just for now to power it. Although I do know a few things about this TV. It uses an oscillating transformer, which sometimes the windings become open in the transformer, which makes the set unusable. Obviously it's series strung, as it uses a mains dropper, and that's including the heaters. The heater for the CRT uses it's completely valve construction, of course. When I get home, I'll take the back off, have a look inside, see if anything looks dodgy. I'll get one of my old lamps that I have, a massive light bulb, and apply it as like a power limiter. See if I can turn it on. I'll have to check the transformer to see if it's blown or not. Hopefully all of the heaters are still intact, so the chain will work. I don't know if anything's been done to this, in all honesty. I do believe it's all original. I can see that the cover for the line output stage is actually still on. Its enclosure for its I don't know what you call it, for its X-rays it produces. There's a cover. I don't know the condition of the line output transformer. Normally on these, they normally crack up and all of the pitch comes off. So at some point in the near future, I'll melt the pitch off myself and cover it with some adhesive or something. Yes, it's going to be a very fun project, this. It's all complete, it's in really nice condition, apart from these stupid holes, which I didn't see on the listing. I was going to mention it, but the CRT is intact as well. So if this one isn't good, I do have a spare one at home from when I had a Bush. I had a Bush previously. It was a different model, but they do use the same. I believe it's a Muard tube. So yes. But that's it. I'm currently on the train home, and I'll update you when I get in. Thank you very much. So literally just a couple of days later, and all I've done really is I've checked a few of the capacitors in there. Obviously they are more or less all leaky. How I normally check capacitors for if they are leaky is initially just putting an audio signal across them. If they appear to be distorted or a bit quiet than the actual sound that's being produced, it's one indication. But I mean, I know more or less that there are leaky capacitors in the TV. Now, one of the things I have done just now is since it had the 2-pin plug on it, or socket, or it's something which wasn't working out for me. So I've spliced in my own mains lead. I will do something proper later on. Something else I've also done is if you can see the line output valve, which is the the valve in between the, I believe that's the rectifier and line output transformer. That's the line output valve. The anode has actually broken off. I do have another one, and funny enough, this also has a broken anode, and I will not. You won't get any line output if the valve isn't, well, if the anode isn't connected. So yeah, we need to sort something out there. The frame oscillating transformer is intact. Windings are good, so we shouldn't have any issues there. Frame output valve seems good. I won't touch it. The chassis, since it's live, I was gonna sort of lift it up and show you things. I kind of broke one of the small thin wires on the scan coil, but I've reattached it now, and you can see there's a little bit of tape just covering up some of the part of the insulation that came off. I went through all of the valves and checked the heater chain, and everything appears to be fine. Audio circuit. It's got a radio connected to the volume potentiometer, which should be connected to the grid of the, I believe, the output valve, audio output valve. Let's try something here. Now, I mean, I can tell obviously that the capacitors are leaky because the volume should be quite loud, but it isn't, and it's actually connected on the other side of the volume potentiometer, so there shouldn't be any resistance, and you can actually hear in the sound. In fact, we can test to see if there's any. I won't leave the set running for too long because it will overbias the valves. I mean, they're probably overbiased now, and they'll run quite hot, and it will probably kill the rectifier valve as well. But if we switch this off, the sound stops distorting, as you can hear. Fades up very slowly. It's because the filtering capacitors, or HT smoothing. This is the HT smoothing capacitor. I will change that at some point. I'm just trying to find the value. What I've done is I've ordered a few capacitors online to change, and I'll be able to go in and change them. Sadly, even if I go in and change most of them, we won't have a raster on the screen, as the line output valve is damaged, sadly, and I'm quite annoyed because the anode on one of them, I believe the cap was missing, but the wire was still there, and I believe it was this. This is my one. The one that's in it had a dodgy valve base, but this is my one. And what's happened is that the wire was still there, and I was trying to attach it to the anode nipple, I suppose. That was on the one that was on that one, and as doing that, I bent the wire and it came off. So that's a shame. But yes, I mean, there's not really much else to say, to be honest. I just need to change a few capacitors. This board here is for time base, I believe, apart from these power resistors, which are quite hot, probably running quite a lot of current for it. Yes, this board here is for, I believe it's for the frame time base, as it has the frame oscillating transformer there. That's the frame output valve. I'm familiarising myself with this. The mains dropper is there. Line output valve, EHT rectifier, etc., etc. Line output transformer doesn't look too bad. But yes, I mean it's all quite good. The ion trap is intact. I took the CRT out this morning and cleaned under that part of the chassis, so it's fairly clean now. So hopefully within this week I'll be able to change two electrolytic capacitors, which is the main HT filtering, HT smoothing, the one that's on the scan coils for both the frame and the line, and what I'll do is I'll make a little plate and put a figure of 8 lead, so I can just plug it in without having basically just tape and soldered wires. But yeah, that's basically it. I really want to let it run, but I know it's not going to do anything, and I will destroy one of the valves if I do that, which is a shame. But yeah, that's basically it for now. So yes, I do have a spare CRT, so if I do destroy this one, I do have a spare one. I do have a few spare valves as well. I do have another rectifier somewhere, so if something does happen, I'll be able to replace it more or less without ordering another valve. If anyone does have I believe it's a PL. Oh, it says it on here. It's a shit. Can't even read it. It's rubbed off. It was a PL 30 something. Oh well. If anyone has a spare line output valve that they wanna send me or something, that'd be absolutely amazing. I don't mind paying for postage or whatever. I'm more than happy to buy one for myself, but it's just I want this to be running within this week, just to show some sort of image on the display. So it's yeah, that's what we have at the moment, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Thank you. So just another quick update with the Bush TV22. I had a few capacitors laying around. I think I needed a 13 nanofarad or nanofarad, which is basically a 0.00. I think I needed 0.002 and a 0.001. I believe so anyway. Just for a few, I think on one on the time base board and one under the main deck. And basically what we have now is we have a brighter, or a bigger, I should say, line output spark. The line output valve, the nipple for the anode is broken, so bear with me with this, but it's see if I want to catch it on camera. There you go. It's a nice spark there. Look at that is. But we have yet to get any HT. As I say, I'm going to replace a few more capacitors. I want to replace the rest on the time base board and a few under the main deck. I haven't messed with the RF deck yet. The RF deck will be the last that I do. But I want to get it so there's there's at least an image on the display. Hopefully before Christmas I can get this going. Just get it going so there's an image on the display. That's all I want out of it. I won't let it run for long because I'll probably kill the HT rectifier valve. The line output valve either needs to be, I need to somehow repair it or replace it. The nipple, there's like a bit of the thin strand of wire which is out there to sort of try and solder onto, but it's extremely hard to do so. But look at that spark there. I don't hear any EHT yet, which is a shame. There's no EHT, sadly. But that's where we are now. There's obviously sound, so the audio output stage works. But yeah, it's basically where we are at the moment. Okay, well, that's all for now. Okay, so this morning I started to look into the EHT rectifier, which is this. Now, this goes across the line output transformer. There's a 6-volt winding, and that's the anode. So that goes from the transformer into a 6-volt winding, and then the other end is also the cathode. Now, can you hear the line pitch now? That's the line pitch. What it was this was I think this was defective, but I'm very happy to say that there is a line output, although I do need to get another line output valve for the thing to work properly. Now, I would show you a spark, but I'm adamant that it is working, and I can't be bothered to go over there and touch a screwdriver onto it, so I'm extremely happy. I'm going to order another one of these. There's one in Bexley, so I'm going to try and pick it up this week, which is awesome. Okay, thank you for watching. Just a quick update. Something extremely sad has occurred with the Bush TV22. Now, the last video I'd done was of basically me talking about how the rectifier valve, I believe, had an open winding. That's fine, that's alright. However, I wanted to do some stuff to it, and one of the things that I had accidentally done was on the tag strip with the because on the transformer, I have it here. What you have is you have the main winding, I suppose you can call it the primary, and then you have this small winding up here, which is initially I believe it's called the EHT overwind, and there's supposed to be the anode for the primary here that goes between the EHT winding, and so one end, so from the anode here, it goes through the valve EHT rectifier, then connects on one side of the EHT overwind, and then the cathode connects here, which also connects to the EHT wire. Now, what happened was the EHT wire actually was disintegrating, so I thought I'd change it. Disaster struck when I tried to desolder on the tag strip, and it broke the tag off. But it was okay because the wire was still there. So I thought it'd be more than a good enough time to take it out and get some of the wax pitch off, because what happens with these is that they overheat. These parts here, I believe they're called laminates or something, they rust, and they get all dirty, and there's, you can get things like shorted turns and things. So what I done was I put this in the oven, heated it up to about 300 degrees, heated it up a little bit too much. What happened was I think that there was a coating on the windings, especially the primary here. The primary was the one that went first, and then up here the secondary went, or the EHT overwind, I suppose. Extremely sad. So I went straight onto the vintage radio forums and spoke to a guy called Ed Dining. He does transformer rewinds. He can do the primary side, but the EHT overwind he is not able to do because he doesn't have the specific equipment needed, which is fair enough. So, I mean, as it's normally the primary that normally goes on these anyway. So I will have to find a replacement transformer. Now, there are two ways I can do this, or I can even possibly attempt to repair this one. I had some words with Ed, and he basically said that you can, from the primary side on the anode, I can get a let me have a think. I can get like a tripler. I can use a tripler, and tune the EHT to a needed voltage, or I can do something specific like that, or I can get another line transformer out of like a phone or another television and use that. This all sounds extremely complicated for me to do. I mean, I'm quite a simple person in some instances. However, I will go out of my way to make something work. So maybe if I did become that desperate, I would possibly try and make that modification. However, the issue that I have now is that I need a transformer for the thing to work, and I've ordered quite a lot of parts for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and contact the eBay seller. He told me he had 5 other Bush TV22s. I'm going to see if I can get him to nick one of the line transformers out of one of those, and I'll pay him for that, because I'm in desperate need of one, and I need to get one working. And if I can't get one from him, then I'll look on the radio forums to see if anyone can rewind the EHT overwind. But that's where we're at the moment initially. So, oops. So yeah, that's basically it. So thank you very much for watching. Oh, also these are the 1000 picofarads, I believe these are. That's like a 0.001. So I've got a few of these now. I mean, as I said, I already changed a few, and then I started to get a line whistle. So as soon as I repair this, I'll be able to sort that out. I believe I also got an electrolytic capacitor, one that I already have, but it's extremely small for its capacity, which is slightly bizarre. So, I mean, electronical components are getting smaller by the day. Anyway, that's where we are at the moment. So, thank you very much for watching. I'll keep you posted.